So I was reading a webcomic earlier today, and it disturbed me a little bit. The essential premise of the webcomic is that there was a woman, and she had lots of hopes and dreams, but she found out that she was pregnant. Fortunately for her, it turned out to be a false positive, but what that did is that invoked carpe diem. She really felt like she should seize the day. And so she became a rock star and went on all sorts of adventures and became a really influential doctor, cured cancer, generally spread happiness. Unfortunately, this comic is somewhat ironic because it turns out that at the end of the comic you find out she's telling a bedtime story to her daughter. The fact is it wasn't a false positive, and she feels like she had given up all of her hopes and all of her dreams in exchange for having an inconvenient child. Now, I bring this up because I really feel like there's kind of an issue going on in our generation across the board where we feel that children are a burden, that no one really wants to have a kid because it's just that's your hopes and dreams. There's nothing that you can pursue aside from a child after that. And I think that might be because if you guys did this in high school, I don't know if you did, but I definitely did. In both middle school, junior high, and high school, we had the flower babies, and actually egg babies as well, which you carry around a sack of flour for a week to a month, and that's supposed to teach us about safe sex, I guess. It was supposed to teach us to take responsibility for our actions, but all I think it really did was teach us to hate children and make us feel like, I don't know, that children aren't worthwhile. And granted, inconvenient children are definitely a big issue, but I don't know, it feels like we're kind of violating the grand order. And that's kind of surprising coming from our generation too, because I think we have a deep appreciation for the environment, for a place in the grand order, and moreover, I think we have a pretty good grasp, and we really want to create a balance between technology and between kind of the world around us. And yet, when you look at it, we're fighting very, very hard against kind of the natural order of things, which is we need to grow up, we need to have children, and if we don't, society's pretty much going to crumble around us. So, and I'm not saying that we should give everything up, because we are going to be giving some things up. I mean, you can't go out partying every night when you have a kid, and you're not going to be able to drink every night. You've actually got to be a responsible adult. However, let's be honest, there's definitely some other things we're giving up as well. Not necessarily the party aspect, but it'll be hard, sleepless nights, but there's also mother-child relationships and father-child relationships, depending, if you're lucky these days. And I don't know, I think there's a lot of benefit to mother-child relationships. And honestly, it's something our society needs. We need good parents and good children to make it through the future. And maybe we'll be the generation that makes up for our parents' ills, where they essentially threw responsibility out the door in favor for basically having fun. Anyway, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on it. Basically, are we violating the natural cycle, really? Or are we kind of creating our own? Go ahead and post a video response. This is kind of the purpose of all this. We've got the internet at our disposal. I say that we exchange ideas and have discussions even over large spanses of space. Thank you for listening.